Our main focus on WION Pulse at this hour. The leader of UK's Labour Party, Keir Starmer, opened the 5th annual India Global Forum UK-India Week 2023 in London. During Starmer's opening remarks, his message was clearly tailored to invigorate the Labour Party's ties with India and the Indian diaspora. Starmer's introduction is seen as a hugely significant speech as he outlined the Labour Party's engagement with India. It is seen as Labour Party's outreach to India. The Labour Party seeks to engage with the world's largest democracy and fastest growing economy.
And the history of two great nations is intertwined, as ours is. That can cast a long shadow. But look, I don't see that shadow over today's India. I see a modern nation, a confident nation, a nation that knows that while there are profound challenges in the world at the moment, this is, without question, a time when the stability of nations is under threat, that the opportunity is there for this to be an Indian century, with India shining as the world's biggest democracy, a huge contributor to global growth and prosperity. Now, the challenge, as I see it now, is for Britain to step out of the shadows in its mind, to cast aside the entitlement of history and deepen our relationship with the real India, the modern India, the future India.
With these remarks, the Labour Party seeks clearly to mend ties with India, looking to put behind rocky India-UK ties when past Labour governments were at the helm in the UK then. Now, according to percentage points, Starmer is leading his next competitor by some 23 percentage points. In a nutshell, if elections were held today, then Starmer would become the Prime Minister of the country.
And I have a clear message for all of you today. This is a changed Labour Party. Across the board, we've embraced the power of enterprise. Understand that this is the only way to pay your way in the modern world. And this means that we see the Indian community for the success story you are in 21st century Britain. Success. It's such an important word. And I accept that in the past, Labour gave the impression we could only see the lives of people and communities who needed our support. But my Labour Party understands that what working people want in every community is success, aspiration and security. So we're increasing Indian representation at all levels in our party. And I'm excited to see some of the talent now serving their community on behalf of our party.
The forum is a 5-day series of exclusive events that brings together business leaders, policymakers and thought leaders from the United Kingdom, India and around the world to explore opportunities for further collaboration and even growth. Mark Brolin is an economist, geopolitical strategist and also an author. Mark is joining us from London to talk more about this. Mark, welcome to the program. The UK's opposition Labour Party has committed to prioritising improving trade links with India, especially in the spheres of green technology. How will this benefit Starmer in the long term?
This is no doubt to play towards the general election coming up, because it was seen as Jeremy Corbyn, when he was leading the party in the 2019 general election, that he was punished because he was more supportive towards Pakistani, or that was the perception. So the Labour Party and Keir Starmer doesn't want to repeat that mistake. But I think there is also a second election aspect to this, and it is that India is clearly coming up as one of the key powerhouses in the world. So even towards UK voters without an Indian heritage, you need to show that you have strong ties to India just to be able to look credible on the geopolitical scene. So I think it's actually two big aspects in this.
Mark, let's deviate a little bit. Hindu phobia has been a growing issue that continues to worry the Indian government, although the UK government has pledged to combat this issue. However, what further steps should the government in the United Kingdom take to eradicate this menace?
Well, I think the problem is mitigated already in a sense, because I think that was quite strongly connected to Jeremy Corbyn. And I think in his case, it was that he was so anti-Israeli, so he turned pro-Muslim and thereby pro-Pakistan towards India. So I think it's sort of indirect links that has led to this situation. And I think without Corbyn and now with Starmer on the scene, I think the problem has already been mitigated in a sense. But of course, you always have to discuss it and keep that discussion going. But I think it is less of a problem today than it was only a few years ago.
Mark, you did mention the elections, and a general election is in the offing amid political turmoil and a cost of living crisis in the United Kingdom. In your own view, what benefit will it be for the opposition, like the Labour Party, to reach out to the Indian diaspora?
Well, I think everyone expects the Labour Party to turn in, as you mentioned before, to turn into the largest party, but many expect it to turn into a hung parliament. So even if they need support from other parties. So it's actually to avoid that situation. Keir Starmer is going to reach out to all important ethnic minority groups, and the Indian minority with Indian heritage is one of the most important ones. So that is one group he's going to reach out to. He's also going to reach out to other groups. But this is surely how he wants to avoid a hung parliament, because I think that is his main one of his main issues he has to tackle at the moment.
I've been talking to an economist, geopolitical strategist, and also an author. His name is Mark Brolin. Mark, thank you very much for talking to WION World is One today.
Pleasure.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.